Excuse me, are you ready to order?
Um,
Take your time.
no, it's not the menu. I just forgot how to speak English.
Jen?
I knew every word 5 seconds ago, but the second the waiter walked over, my brain completely froze.
Does that sound familiar? You understand English perfectly until someone asks you a question in real life.
And suddenly, the only sentence you can think of is, this one, please.
Well, if you've ever felt that way, today's episode is exactly what you need.
Welcome back to EnglishFB. I'm David.
And I'm Sarah.
Today, we're taking you through a complete restaurant experience in English, from making a reservation and asking for a table, to ordering food, asking for the bill, and everything in between.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say at every stage of the meal, and you'll feel much more confident the next time you walk into a restaurant.
No awkward silences,
No panicking when the waiter shows up.
and definitely no pointing at the menu and hoping for the best.
So, are you ready?
This time, yes.
Great. Let's imagine it's Friday evening. You've had a long week, you don't feel like cooking, and you've decided to treat yourself to a nice meal at a restaurant. So today we're doing something really practical, really useful, something a lot of you have been asking us about in the comments. Going to a restaurant and ordering food in English, from the second you walk in the door to the second you pay the bill and leave.
Which, let's be honest, is one of those situations where your heart starts beating a little faster, right? The waiter comes, everyone's looking at the menu, and suddenly your English just disappears.
It vanishes. Poof, gone.
Gone. And you end up just pointing at the menu like, this one, please, instead of actually saying a full sentence.
Which is fine, by the way. Pointing works too. But by the end of this episode, you're going to sound so smooth in a restaurant that the waiter is going to think you've been speaking English your whole life.
I like that. Confidence. That's the goal today.
Confidence and food, my two favorite things.
Same. Honestly, same.
Okay, but real talk for a second. Why do you think restaurants make so many people nervous? Like, genuinely, it's just food, right?
I think it's because everything happens fast. Someone's standing right there waiting for you to answer, and your brain just freezes.
The classic freeze. Menu in your hand, waiter standing there, and suddenly you forgot every English word you've ever learned.
Every single one. Even hello somehow disappears.
Exactly. So that's really what today's episode is for. We're basically giving you the whole script in advance so nothing catches you off guard.
Right. Think of it like a cheat sheet, except it's in your head, not on paper.
I love that. Okay, are you ready?
Born ready. Let's do this.
All right, so let's set the scene. Imagine it's Friday night. You've had a long week and you decide, you know what? I don't want to cook tonight. I'm going out.
That's me every Friday.
Every Friday? What about the other 6 days?
Those are flexible.
Ha, okay. So before you even get to the restaurant, sometimes you need to book a table, especially somewhere popular. And in English, we usually say, make a reservation.
Make a reservation, right. Like, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people for 8 o'clock tonight.
Perfect. And a lot of places will ask, under what name? So you just give your name and that's it. You're booked.
Simple. But let's say you didn't make a reservation. You just show up.
Very common, especially for smaller restaurants. So you walk in and there's usually someone standing near the entrance. That's the host or the hostess.
And they always have that little stand with a list on it.
Exactly, checking who has a table and who doesn't. So you walk up, you smile, and you say,
Hi there. Do you have a table for 2?
perfect. Or you can say, a table for 2, please. Just like that, short and polite.
And if you're alone?
Then it's a table for 1, please. And honestly, eating alone at a restaurant is completely normal, so don't ever feel weird about that.
I actually love eating alone sometimes. Just me, my food, no one talking to me.
Wow, rude, David.
Not you specifically, in general.
Sure. Okay, so now the host says something like, right this way, or follow me, please, and you follow them to your table.
And you sit down and immediately your eyes go straight to the menu.
Straight to it. But sometimes the menu is already on the table, and sometimes you have to ask for it. So how would you ask?
Could I see the menu, please?
Great. Or, can I have the menu, please? Both are totally natural.
And then the fun part begins, reading the menu.
Which can honestly be a little stressful too, especially if it's in a fancy restaurant with words you've never seen before.
Oh, don't get me started. I once saw a menu that just said crudo, and I had absolutely no idea what that meant.
Haha, it's raw fish, basically, like a really thin slice of raw fish, kind of like sashimi, but usually with olive oil and lemon.
See, this is why I always just ask the waiter. There's no shame in asking, what is this exactly?
None at all. Waiters expect that question all the time. Okay, so let's slow down and go through the sections of a normal menu, because this vocabulary is really useful. First, you've got starters, sometimes called appetizers in American English.
Starters, appetizers, the small dishes you eat first to open up your appetite.
Exactly, like a soup, a small salad, maybe some bread with dip.
Then you've got the main course, sometimes called an entree, weirdly in American English, even though entree sounds like it should mean the starter.
I know, English can be confusing like that. But yes, main course, the big dish, the center of the meal.
And then dessert, obviously, the sweet stuff at the end.
And drinks, which usually has its own separate list, sometimes even its own separate little menu just for that.
Okay, I have a question. What is something on the menu just sounds absolutely mouth-watering? Like you read the description and suddenly you can practically taste it.
Ooh, mouth-watering. I love that you brought that up because that's actually a really useful word. When food is described as mouth-watering, it means it looks or sounds so good that it literally makes your mouth start watering, like you can already imagine the taste.
Which happens to me constantly. Honestly, right now, just talking about food, I think my mouth is watering a little.
See, this is the danger of doing a food episode with you.
I warned you.
You did warn me. Okay, so let's say the waiter comes over, and this usually happens after you've had a few minutes with the menu. They'll ask something like, "Are you ready to order?"
And if you're not ready yet, because let's be real, some menus are huge, you can just say, "Could we have a few more minutes, please?"
Perfect phrase. Totally normal, no one will rush you.
But let's say you are ready. What's the most natural way to actually order?
So a lot of learners think you have to say, "I want." But honestly, "I want the soup" sounds a little too direct, almost a bit rude in a restaurant setting.
Right. It's not wrong exactly. It's just not the smoothest choice.
Exactly. So instead, native speakers usually say, "I would like," or the short version, "I'd like."
I'd like the tomato soup, please.
Perfect. Or you can say, I'll have, which is short for I will have.
I'll have the grilled chicken, please.
See how natural that sounds. And here's a fun little detail. If you're ordering with friends and someone already ordered something, you can say, I'll have the same, or same for me, please.
Oh, I use that one all the time when I can't decide.
Same, honestly. It's a great trick when you're overwhelmed by the menu. Also, quick question. Do you ever get a craving for something really specific? Like out of nowhere, you just need that exact dish?
Constantly. Actually, that's a good word, craving. What exactly does that mean?
So a craving is a really strong desire for something, usually food, where your body basically demands it. Like it's not just I feel like eating, it's I need this specific thing right now.
That happens to me with pizza. Sometimes I get this sudden pizza craving that I genuinely cannot ignore.
That's a perfect example. I've got a craving for pizza tonight. Totally natural sentence.
I'm having one right now, actually.
Of course you are. Okay, back to ordering before you order the entire menu out of craving-related desperation.
Speaking of overwhelmed, can we talk about my personal weakness for a second?
Uh-oh, here we go.
I have a huge sweet tooth, like massive.
Okay, for everyone listening, to have a sweet tooth is a really common idiom, and it means you really love sweet food, like candy, cake, chocolate, anything sugary.
It's basically my entire personality.
So if David walks into a restaurant, he's going to check the dessert menu before he even looks at the main courses.
Guilty. Completely guilty. I once ordered dessert first before my actual meal.
You did not.
I absolutely did. The waiter looked so confused.
I bet. Okay, so if you also have a sweet tooth, like David, just remember that phrase. It's a really natural way to describe yourself.
I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Works great when the waiter's describing the cake and you're already nodding before they finish the sentence.
Exactly that. Okay, so let's go back to ordering the main course for a second, because I want to talk about something that happens a lot, which is having food allergies or things you can't eat.
Oh, this is important.
Very important. So if you have an allergy or you just don't eat something for personal reasons, you can say, does this dish contain nuts? Or is there any dairy in this?
Or more generally, I'm allergic to shellfish. Is that okay?
Perfect. And restaurants take that seriously. So never be afraid to ask, even if you think it's a small question.
It's really not small at all. Honestly, it could be a big deal.
Exactly. Okay, now here's a phrase I personally use constantly. What if you want to change something in the dish? Like, can I get that without onions?
Oh, without. That's such a useful little word in a restaurant.
So useful. Could I have the salad without cheese? Can I get the burger without pickles?
I do that with mushrooms. I don't know what it is, but I just can't do mushrooms.
Really? I love mushrooms.
I know, and I will never understand it.
Huh, well, more for me then. Okay, so let's imagine you've ordered your starter, your main course, and now the waiter asks, and anything to drink?
This is where you can say, I'll have a lemonade, please. Or just water, thanks. Or if you want something a little fancier, could I see the wine list, please?
And here's something worth mentioning. In a lot of restaurants, if you just ask for water, they'll ask still or sparkling.
Which honestly confused me for years because I didn't understand what still water meant.
It just means regular water, no bubbles. Sparkling means the water has bubbles, like carbonated.
Now that I actually understand, I'm always team still. No bubbles for me.
I'm the opposite, sparkling all the way.
We disagree on so many things today.
We really do. Okay, so before we keep going, I actually want to pause here for a second because I want to properly welcome anyone who's new to this channel because I know a lot of you are joining us for the first time.
Oh yes, let's do that. So if this is your first time watching or listening, hi, welcome. We are so happy you found us.
This is EnglishFB, and honestly, our whole goal here is really simple. We want you to learn English the way people actually speak it, in real conversations, real situations, not just from a textbook.
Exactly. Because textbooks are great, don't get us wrong. But real life doesn't sound like a textbook.
Not even close. Real life sounds like two friends talking about food for way too long.
Which, coincidentally, is exactly what we're doing right now.
Ha, exactly. So every episode, we take a real situation, like today's restaurant conversation, and we walk through it together with real phrases, real vocabulary, and honestly, a lot of laughing along the way.
And if you're enjoying this, genuinely, it means so much to us if you hit subscribe, because it really helps more people find these episodes.
It really does. And if you're listening on a podcast app, following the show does the exact same thing.
And hey, if you know someone who's learning English, a friend, a classmate, your cousin who keeps saying they want to practice, send them this episode.
It genuinely helps them, and it helps us keep making more of these.
All right, back to the restaurant, because I am now, ironically, even hungrier than before.
Of course you are. Okay, so let's talk about something that happens in the middle of the meal. Let's say your food arrives, it looks amazing, and the waiter says, "Enjoy your meal."
What do you say back?
Just a simple thank you. That's really all you need.
And then, a few minutes later, the waiter might come back and ask, "How is everything?" Or, "Is everything okay so far?"
And if it's good, and hopefully it is, you can say, "It's delicious," or "Everything's great, thank you."
Or, my personal favorite response, "This is incredible."
Dramatic, but I love it.
Food deserves drama sometimes, Sarah.
Okay, fair point. But what if something's actually wrong, like the food is cold or it's not what you ordered?
That's a great question, because a lot of learners get nervous about this, like they're worried about being rude.
Totally understandable, but you can be polite and still say what's wrong. So something like, "Excuse me, I think this might be the wrong dish," works perfectly.
Or, "Sorry, could you warm this up a little? It's a bit cold."
Perfect. Notice how both of those start with "excuse me" or "sorry." That softens it and keeps everything friendly.
Exactly. And honestly, in my experience, restaurants really appreciate when you just say it clearly instead of just quietly eating cold food and being upset about it.
Ha, we've all done that though, right? Just silently suffering through a cold soup because we're too shy to say anything.
Guilty. Multiple times.
Okay, well, hopefully after today, none of you do that anymore. Speak up politely and it'll get fixed.
All right, now here's something I actually wanted to bring up because it connects to a little saying we have in English.
Ooh, go ahead.
So there's an old proverb, "The proof of the pudding is in the eating."
Oh, I love that one.
It basically means you can't really judge something just by how it looks or sounds. You have to actually try it, actually experience it to know if it's really good.
Right. So it's not just about food, even though it sounds like it. You could use it about a new plan, a new idea, anything really.
Exactly. And it actually connects to something that happened to me. So a few months ago, my sister kept telling me about this tiny restaurant near her place. And honestly, from the outside, it looked kind of sketchy. Small sign, plastic chairs, nothing fancy at all.
Oh no.
And I almost said no. I almost told her, let's just go somewhere else. This place looks a bit questionable. But she said, just trust me. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. And she basically dragged me inside.
And?
Best meal I had all year. Genuinely. This tiny plastic chair restaurant made the best noodles I have ever eaten in my entire life.
See, that's such a perfect example of that proverb. You really can't judge it from the outside.
Exactly. You have to actually taste it, or in a bigger sense, actually try it to really know.
I love that. Okay, so remember that one. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Super useful, and now you also know it from a real story, so hopefully that helps it stick in your memory.
It's stuck in mine, mostly because I'm thinking about those noodles again.
Ha, of course you are. Okay, so let's go back to the meal. Let's say you're sitting there, eating, everything's going great, but you need something extra, like more water or more bread.
This is where you gently try to catch the waiter's eye as they walk by.
The classic restaurant eye contact struggle.
It's real. Sometimes you're just sitting there trying to look at them just right, hoping they notice.
And when they do come over, or if you need to actually get their attention, you say, "Excuse me," nice and polite.
And then, could we get some more water, please? Or could we have some more bread, please?
Perfect. And honestly, this next word connects perfectly to this part of the conversation. Have you ever ordered so much food that the portion was just huge, way more than you expected?
Constantly, yes.
So when a restaurant gives you a really big portion, more than usual, we often say it's a generous portion.
Oh, generous, like not stingy with the food.
Exactly. Generous basically means giving a lot, being kind of extra, more than expected. So you could say, wow, they were really generous with the cheese on this pizza.
I've definitely said that sentence in real life.
I believe you completely. Okay, so we'd got mouth-watering, sweet tooth, and generous so far. Let's keep going because there's a couple more coming.
Yes, and honestly, this next one might be my most personal vocabulary word of the entire episode.
Oh no, here we go.
Because sometimes when I haven't eaten in a while, I don't just say, I'm a little hungry. I say, I'm absolutely starving.
Starving, yes. That's such a great word, and it's a bit stronger than just hungry. When you're starving, it means you're extremely hungry, dramatically hungry, like you haven't eaten in hours and hours.
Which, if we're being honest, describes me for most of this episode.
I noticed. Your stomach actually made a noise 5 minutes ago.
Did it? Embarrassing, but also proof of my point.
Ha! Well, everyone listening now understands your suffering. Okay, so starving, it's informal, very natural, and native speakers use it constantly. I'm starving. Let's order now.
I'm going to use that phrase the second we finish recording.
I have no doubt. Okay, so now let's move towards the end of the meal, because eventually you finish your main course, or in some cases, you don't quite finish it because the portion was just too big.
Oh, this happens to me constantly. And then I have to ask for a box to take the rest home.
Exactly. And the food you take home like that, we call that leftovers.
Leftovers, right. The food that's left over from the meal that you didn't finish.
Exactly. So you'd say, could I get a box for my leftovers, please? And honestly, most restaurants are completely used to that request.
I've got a fridge full of restaurant leftovers right now, if I'm honest.
Haha, of course you do. Okay, so now let's move toward the end of the meal, because eventually you finish your main course and the plates get cleared.
And this is the moment, the most important moment of any meal, in my personal opinion.
Dessert.
Dessert. The waiter might come by and ask, would you like to see the dessert menu?
And obviously, David says yes immediately.
Before they even finish the sentence.
Haha, so you look at the dessert menu, and when you're ready, you say something like, I'd like the chocolate cake, please. Or could we get 2 spoons for this if you're sharing?
Sharing dessert is honestly a beautiful tradition.
It really is. Okay, so here's my second idiom for today, and it connects perfectly to the end of the meal. When it's time to pay, sometimes one person decides to pay for everyone.
Oh, I know where this is going.
We say that person is going to foot the bill.
Foot the bill, meaning they're the one paying for everything.
Exactly. So you could say, don't worry about it, I'll foot the bill tonight, which basically means, I've got this, I'm paying.
I love that one, honestly, because it sounds so casual and friendly, not formal at all.
Exactly. It's a really natural way to offer to pay for the group.
Although if I'm paying, we might need a bigger table because I'm ordering everything.
Haha, noted. Okay, so once you're finished eating and you're ready to pay, how do you actually ask for the bill?
You get the waiter's attention again, excuse me, and then, could we have the bill, please? Or if you're in the US, could we get the check, please?
Right. Bill and check basically mean the exact same thing. It just depends on the country. British English tends to say bill, American English tends to say check. But honestly, everyone understands both everywhere.
So don't stress too much about choosing the correct one.
And what if you're with friends and nobody wants to foot the bill alone? Then you say, could we split the bill, please?
Oh, that's the one I use the most, honestly, especially with a big group.
Right, and sometimes you even say, could we split it evenly, which just means everyone pays exactly the same amount no matter what they ordered.
Or if it's more complicated, like everyone ordered totally different things, you can ask, could we have separate bills, please?
Which some restaurants can do and some can't, so it's always worth asking early, before you order honestly, rather than at the very end.
Good tip. Learned that one the hard way once, with a table of 8 people.
I can only imagine that math.
It was chaos. Beautiful, delicious chaos, but chaos.
Not at all. Okay, so the waiter brings the bill, and now here's a little cultural note that trips a lot of people up, especially in the United States.
Tipping.
Tipping, yes. In many countries, tipping isn't really expected, but in the US, it's actually a really important part of how restaurant workers earn money.
Right. So it's not really optional there, like it might be somewhere else.
Exactly. Usually people leave somewhere between 15 and 20% of the total bill, sometimes more for really great service.
And you can ask, is the tip included? Just to check, because sometimes for bigger groups, it's automatically added.
Great phrase. Is service included? Also works really well.
Okay. And once you've paid, either with cash or a card, you say, here you are, when you hand it over.
And when you're leaving, a simple, thank you, have a great day, or just, thanks, goodbye, is the perfect natural way to end things.
Simple, polite, and honestly, that's basically the entire meal from start to finish.
It really is. Okay, David, I want to do something fun now. Let's do a quick role play just to put everything together in one smooth conversation.
Oh, I love this part. Okay, I'll be the customer. You be the waiter.
Perfect. All right, welcome in. Do you have a reservation or would you like a table?
Just a table for one, please.
Of course. Right this way. Here's your table and here's the menu.
Thank you so much.
Take your time. Just let me know when you're ready to order.
Actually, I think I'm ready now. I'd like the tomato soup to start, please.
Great choice. And for your main course?
I'll have the grilled chicken, but could I get that without mushrooms?
Absolutely. No mushrooms. And anything to drink?
Just a lemonade, thanks.
Perfect. I'll get that started for you right away.
Actually, wait, excuse me.
Yes, of course.
Could I also see the dessert menu now, just so I don't forget later?
Of course. Here you go.
I told you, dessert first thoughts always.
Some things never change, David. Okay, that was a perfect example, honestly. Short, clear, polite, and it covers basically everything we talked about today.
It really does. And I think the biggest thing to remember is you really don't need complicated grammar for this. Just a few key phrases said politely and you're completely set.
Exactly. A table for, I'd like, I'll have, could I get this without, could we have the bill? Those phrases alone will carry you through almost any restaurant, anywhere.
And please and thank you, obviously. Those are doing a lot of the work too.
Always. Politeness really does open a lot of doors, in any language.
So true. Okay, before we wrap up, we love to hear from you. What's your favorite thing to order at a restaurant?
Oh, mine is honestly a good pasta. Something simple. Tomato sauce, fresh basil, that's it. That's all I need.
Classic, and honestly, a very safe order anywhere in the world.
Exactly. What about you, besides dessert, obviously?
Obviously. But if we're talking real food, I'm a huge fan of a good grilled chicken dish. Something simple but really well cooked.
Solid choice. Okay, so tell us in the comments, what do you usually order? Pizza? Pasta? Something completely different?
We genuinely read all of them, so let us know.
And honestly, this whole episode kind of proves the point we made earlier, right? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You can memorize every phrase we talked about today, but the real learning happens the next time you actually walk into a restaurant and try it out loud.
Exactly. So don't just listen to this once and forget it. Go find a real menu somewhere, even just online, and practice ordering out loud, by yourself, in your room. No one's watching.
Talking to your ceiling about tomato soup is a completely valid way to practice English.
Highly recommend it. I do it all the time.
We know, David, we know. And hey, if today's episode helped you feel a little more confident about ordering food in English, that's honestly the whole goal, and it means so much to us.
It really does. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode, and share this with anyone who's learning English too. It genuinely helps them.
All right, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
And remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and definitely don't be afraid to ask for extra bread.
Ha, words to live by. Okay, until next time, keep practicing.
And keep eating.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, and I'm going to go find some noodles.